Right, I think we're live. I think we're live. If you can hear me, drop a hi down below. It's been a, oh my God, it's been a really great day. Honestly, really great day. And the reason why, and I'll tell you in a minute. Let me just kind of move my chair around. I will give you a heads up why it's been a great day, and I've really enjoyed it. Not like so much the sales wise, but because I've been interviewing. Today I've done two interviews which I've really enjoyed. I'm not going to tell you who they are because obviously I don't want to ruin it. But if you are here and watching, do drop me a hi, do drop me a hello downstairs or downstairs down below, and obviously I can support you. So let me just drop in. I'm just going to do something, hide that, and we'll drop your comments down below. Drop your comments down below. Absolutely fine. So we can do interesting. Oh no. It's posting to the wrong channel. If you guys are here, let me know. Well, here we go. Cool. We've got SJ said hello, Tom. Hey, SJ, how are you getting on? I think we're also live on Instagram. Let me check as well. I'm just going to check something quickly. Bang. If you're here, do let me know. So I'm just going to talk you through. I'll give you a quick heads up. Yeah, we are live. So if you guys are live on, let's turn that down. I don't know if it's too loud. Yeah, if you guys are live on Instagram, I can see you down there, and you do show up over here as well. So if you're here, let me know. That should be working as well. It says streaming is live. Let's turn off. Let's look back on again, see if that is working. Get some kind of feeds coming in. Eat Sleep Amazon says hello, mate. Hello, Eat Sleep Amazon. How you doing? Aisha6439 is joined as well. If you guys are here, drop some questions down below. I'm just going to give you a quick heads up. I'll jump into your questions, so do drop them down below. Obviously, I can see you on Instagram over here. I think the real question, which I'm going to ask, or she said, just talk about, I've done two interviews today. Very, very interesting. Both seven-figure Amazon sellers. Um, uh, One was an interview, actually. One was a conversation. So the second one, which I'll talk about first, was someone who you'll know, you'll see the interview. Very successful, good in the social media space, very young. Um, and just absolutely smashing it, doing a really good job. And I really asked them about their why, like what they're doing and why do they sell on Amazon. And they talked about like they just want to give themselves option, make a couple of million, and then get out and not have to worry about working 40 hours a week for 40 years of their life, which I really get. Really made me think about some things around social media. The other one, very interesting, I'm going to say it right now, doing 10 to 15 million a year. I'm not going to say who, I can't. They are the only purchaser in their business. They have an army of VAs where they do all the purchasing themselves. It's absolutely crazy. I was like, wow, blown away. So I just want to say, obviously, if that person drops in, well done, massive respect. And obviously, I'm going to go meet both of them in person. But wow, 10 to 50, they're looking to do, yeah, to grow that, I know, like 20 million this year, and next year, or this year, or 2023, absolutely incredible. So really kind of like interesting interviews today. My mind's kind of like, whoa, like warm, like Matrix style. So I'll kind of jump on to a couple of questions with you guys. If you've got questions, drop them down below. I'm obviously here to help, but I just wanted to kind of share that with you. Obviously, I'll be sharing some content around that later on throughout the time. I'm off to the Philippines on Sunday on my journey over there, so going to be busy next week. Let's go jump through Q1 categories I'd focus on. If you're going to look at Q1, top tip for you, obviously the usual ones like health and personal care, everyone's losing weight, we kind of see that. The one thing I kind of say about Q1 is Q1's a great time to do two things. Number one, you can look for products on real big discounts to buy and hold later on for the year. Keep a graph, that's going to help you out. And by the way, that isn't any specific category. Summer stuff is a really good area, so like sports, for example. But number two, Q1 could be a great time to re-diversify your portfolio of products. What do I mean by that? Like, look, if you just focus on categories for Q1, guess what you're going to have to do when Q1 finishes? You're going to have to find another category to focus on for Q2. Well, I get your point. Why not focus on categories that last Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4? Health and beauty, for example. People are buying health and beauty, people are buying groceries all year round. So yes, I think there is a great opportunity to should say, focus on one category in Q1 and make money, but why not make money all year round? I'd focus on that. I think that's a really, really good point. Got a couple of questions coming in. Snappy Fish, hey, on YouTube. Guys on Instagram, I will answer you in 2 seconds. I can see you coming through Instagram. Absolutely love it. Give me 2 seconds. Paul the podcast guy, hey, howdy, Paul the podcast guy. Let's go and jump over to the Instagram questions. I'll see them over here. So Adiot611690, no idea if that's your telephone number. Hi, Tom. Hey, big smiley face. Why does 611690? Let me know that one. Who else have we got? Ed Cellarat. Hi Tom, one of the VAs at Fast Track FBA. Cool, fantastic. Honestly, hope my team are training you well, or obviously doing a great job and supporting you there. So keep up the great work. Obviously, I'm going to be in the Philippines in 2 weeks' time. Or 3 weeks. I'm looking at Manila, Davao, Boracay, and Palawan. That's where I'm probably going to be spending my time. I've got an ops meeting in there as well. Let's kind of jump through. Nemo Yalders, hey, how much do you pay for your CPA in the USA, and what state in the USA do you recommend you start a company? If you want to know, our accountant in the US is about $1,000 a month. That's about the price for like normal accountants. You can get cheaper, but they're not Amazon like specialists; they're just cheaper. But if you can get much higher, no than 3,000. If you want to know, fasttrackfba.com, go to the courses and then go getting started USA. I document my entire journey about how to get started selling on USA. It's in that course, and we talk about 4 accountants, talk about why we choose the prep center, or should we say the prep center we choose. But if you want to know, we do create ours in Delaware. Some people talk about Wyoming. There's a reason why. And also as well, the big one is about tax structures. And if you follow that course, it will tell you why and what you need to consider. And you can do it all remotely. So I hope that makes sense. Memo Yaudis over on Instagram over here. Hit the heart button if you like it. Angela Flips1 has joined, and your e-commerce guy has joined as well over on Instagram. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Let me know. Let's go and jump through. SJ has over on the YouTube channel. Man, I just need some coffee. Give me 2 seconds. I've just eaten my body weight in pasta. Oh, lovely. So I just started my Amazon seller account. How many leads will you be able to buy in 2 weeks' time using Fast Track FBA lead service? Well, you can probably buy as many as you like. If I kind of put it in perspective, I can give you some stats right now if you really want to know. I don't know if I like. So I'm guessing I don't know, SJ, if you're UK or USA. I kind of have some stats on my phone. They come through in a report. Let me see if I can find them. Yeah, so live deals in the UK right now on Fast Track FBA lead service for the UK, 236. Live deals on the USA is 142. The problem you're going to get is ungated deals. I don't know what percentage of those will be ungated for you because your account is specific, but you can go in and it will tell you if you're ungated before you buy the deals. So definitely try it, see how it goes. We're working on the ungated side. There's a few kind of bumps, and also we want some more deals. So do check it out. I think you'll really like it. But also as well, do my YouTube channel, start looking at sourcing. That's really going to help you as well, like how to do sourcing. That's going to be helpful. So I hope that helps. Jessie V, birthday girl, day 2. I know when it's my girlfriend's birthday, it's like the entire week is her birthday. So sorry, it's your birthday all week. Jessie, happy 21st birthday, may I say. Keep up the great work. And T Clapton, we've got some people coming in over on Instagram. Guys, if you've got Instagrams, think before post. Top tip there, people who's just joined, said hi. Hey, thanks for before post. Money moves Manza. Not sure about the Mansa side, but hey, money moves. Cool. Keep up the great work. And Shut P Aurora over on Instagram. Hey, guys, if you've got questions on Instagram, drop them down in the comments. I can read them. They do show up here. Let's go jump through. Hey, Tom, new question for you. How can I get the number of sales of an ASIN sales a month? I would like me a list of all my ASINs, ultimately all sales and all sellers, not just mine. You can't do it. You can own okay. Obviously, you can use SAS that's going to give you an estimation. The real best way I think about doing it is by going to Amazon Seller Central Business Reports, and then you go to Sales by Child ASIN, and you pull it for the date range, and it will tell you 2 things. It will tell you number 1, the views, and it will tell you the number 1, the sales. It will tell you lots of data, but you're looking like views, sales, and buy box percentage. I believe, don't quote me, I think it sells for everything. So it's the only way you can kind of get an idea. But by the way, they do change. They change all the time. So just be mindful of that. And what you're looking at is the buy box percentage. So you'll never be able to get all sales for all sellers. Amazon doesn't share that information. So I think that's the way you can kind of get it for only the listings you're on. And it's for the listing, not just you. I think that's right. Don't quote me. You'll know because obviously if you haven't sold anything on it, no, it might just be your sales because it doesn't say your sales, total sales. It just says sales. So I think it could just be your sales. So then, so here's the best way to do it. It will say your sales, sorry. So take your buy box percentage and multiply that and divide it by the number of sales. So if it's like I sold 30 and I have a third of the buy box, well, 30 divided by 0.3 equals like 90 sales per month. That'd be the best way I'd think about doing it. But don't do it for one day. Do it over like a week or a month. Terry, I hope that makes sense. Let me know down below if that's helpful. SJS from the UK. Yeah, check out Fast Track FBA leads. My internal report says 236 deals live right now. That was like last time it pinged through, which was about a few hours ago. Let's go and jump over on Instagram over here. Sashit Aurora, are you hiring VAs from India? Not at the moment. We generally hire from the Philippines. Nothing against people from India or anywhere else. I've lived in Vietnam, if you want to know, and Thailand. But we just, by the way, if you've got something that works, like a business which makes you money, keep doing it. So we find that staff in the Philippines work really well. We know exactly how they work. We know the cultural side of it, so we keep doing that. So nothing against India. Just right now, we only really hire from the Philippines because we have expertise and it works for us and for our clients. It doesn't mean you can't advertise like within Facebook groups. I know a lot of people from India do that as well. We've got one coming up here, 861169. Hi Tom, is it possible to run two Seller Central accounts on one laptop? I've heard it creates problems. Is using incognito mode the only solution? It's your date of birth. So born in 61, no, the 6th of November, 90. Cool, I get you. Can you run two Seller Central accounts on one laptop? Yes, you can. So, but you need to make sure that those two Seller Central accounts abide by Amazon's terms and conditions. So if you have one Seller Central account for Europe, for example, and another one for USA, absolutely fine. Why? Because your seller accounts are different regions. Also, if you have two businesses, you can do that. It's absolutely fine. Just as long as you're abiding by Amazon's terms and conditions, terms of creating accounts, you're absolutely fine. But if you're trying to run two Seller Central accounts whereby they're against Amazon's terms and conditions, i.e. probably same or like you're selling the same products and the same different accounts on the same marketplace, that would probably be like something you wouldn't do. And incognito wouldn't work. They could easily detect it from your IP address and your screen resolution. Like it's really, really simple to do. So I wouldn't do it that way. But so if you're legit, by the way, Amazon has like the ability you can join multiple accounts under one login. So if you're like the primary user, you can use multiple users or multiple accounts under one login. Even if you're the primary, that works. If you're the secondary user, by the way, if you don't own the account, you can use as many accounts you like. It really doesn't matter. Pro Reinstated has joined. Pro Reinstated said hi. Hey, Pro Reinstated. Ivan Penner RGV has said hey. Hi, Ivan. Lol, I just noticed that's not the username I intended it to be. Yeah. Yeah, now I see the error. You're saying you're born on the 61st of the 16th month in 90. It doesn't like I don't know when you're born. Like my God, it's like wow, that's really crazy. Hey, good luck with that. You're really old or young. I don't really know which one it is. But hey, hope that makes sense on Instagram. Let's jump back over onto YouTube, Facebook. If you guys have got questions, do let me know. TCLAPSIM, that is an interesting method. I haven't thought of it. I thought Helium 10 might provide a report for this to down in CSV as they estimate sales, but it's proving a little bit tricky to get this. No, the best way I would just use that business report. I think it's the best one. Do it over a week and then multiply it out. That's the best one. By the way, there is like I think there's a video which I talked about in one of my YouTube channels that you can do this. I think it's really, really important, but it's a really good way of looking at it. The only reason why we ever look at that report is because I'm really interested to know if like products which aren't selling, is it a problem with the fact that I'm not winning the buy box because you can check the buy box in there, or is it the problem that the listing never gets any views? And it's specifically good for variation listings. That's what I would look at there. So we use that report for that, but nothing else really. So I hope it makes sense. Jessie V, aka Birthday Girl, has said, I wanted to ask, for the Fast Track FBA VA, the 3-month one-time payment, does that include the VA salary or is it separate? I'm going to start hiring VA by next year. Does include the VA salary because the VA salary you pay, they work for you directly. It's our fee, as in like our fee to find, hire and train and to support you for 12 weeks and the 3-month guarantee that if you have any problems, you can get unlimited replacements or you get your money back. So the whole money that you paid us. So that's absolutely fine. So it's a one-time fee which doesn't include salary. But by the way, like you make money pretty much on the first month they come out, and you break even on the first month. Second month you make a small money. Third month you make a bit more. Fourth month you do pretty well. Fifth month you do really well, and then after that it's just like wow, this is incredible. Like there's a reason why I don't have to work very much because obviously like my team do it all for me. And the guys I interviewed today, like one guy, he had 15 VAs from us, 10 VAs from us. He does I think it's like 10 million a year in sales. He's the only buyer, which is incredible. And he's just hired another 15. I'm like, mate, you need to get a buyer. You're going to have 25 VAs and you're going to be the only person buying. You need to get some more, someone to do some purchasing. But why? Because it works. Like it really works. Everyone I know who's like a big seller, they all use VAs. They build a team. It works. You can't do it without it. There's just not enough time in the days. Hope that makes sense. Let's jump over to Instagram quickly. Add it. So I just noticed the username is what I intended to be. Cool. And then Memo Yaldis down the bottom said, I'm 2 weeks in London. If you have time, let's meet for a coffee. I'd love to, but I'm in Mexico and I'm flying to Orlando on Sunday, and then on Monday I fly to Dubai, and then and then Thursday I transfer over to Abu Dhabi, and then Friday I think it is I fly to Manila for 3 weeks. So sorry. I don't, I might be back in London in June, I think, top of my head. January's already planned, February's planned. I don't know where I'm going in April as well. March, not sure about. I'll let you know about that one when we go. But yeah, I'll let you know. So hey, enjoy London. I hear it's a bit colder at this time of year. That's why I'm not there. It's too cold. And it says I have two accounts, one for Canada and one for India. Both are under two different companies. It shouldn't be a problem because you're in different regions. Amazon said you're allowed multiple accounts. You're not allowed the same. You're not allowed multiple accounts in the same region. And regions like North America, Europe, like so, you should be okay. It might be worth dropping Amazon a message on one account. Say, hey, I'm thinking about opening up another account in India on your Canadian account. Is that okay? And they'll be like, shouldn't be a problem. So it does sing it. Jagajira joined on Instagram. Hey man, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Honestly, I'm here to help. I can do it. And if you like my answers, whether Instagram, YouTube, whatever, hit the thumbs up, hit the like button. Jessie V is birthday week. She's talking about VA. So keep up the great work, Jessie. We've got here. I'm really bad with that name. Kyrian? Oh my god, I'm awful with names. I'm the worst. Sorry. It's like Cillian. No, I don't know. What? So I can know Cillian H90. Good to see you. Thank you so much for the question. Sorry about my awful ability to read or say names. The question is, what made you move to Mexico? I've traveled for about 5 years. I've lived in Vietnam for 6 months in Thailand. I've lived in Lithuania, Gran Canaria. I really wanted to come over to the American time zones because I wanted to be more in the basically if you want to do big numbers in Amazon, who does the biggest numbers? Americans. Generally speaking, it's always Americans. So basically, if you're on the same time zone, it's easier to have conversations. I was like, I need to be on the same time zone. Didn't want to move to America. Obviously, green card, didn't have one. But the other one was like, well, I wouldn't mind being here. Mexico is a great place to come. Came to Cancun. 5 months, way too hot. I thought, you know what, I'll just try out Mexico City, what it's like. Turned up. The weather is beautiful. Life is amazing. It has everything that you need, like Uber Eats, all those kind of stuff. Beautiful places, like where I live in Mexico, a place called Roma Norte. It's like more European than a lot of European cities. Walking everywhere, absolutely love it. Great cost of living, and also you're on a great place. Like I can 30 minutes. I'm in 30 minutes and $5. I'm in the airport. $5 Uber ride for 30 minutes, and I can fly to the States. I can fly to most places. So connections are really pretty good. So life is easy, and obviously now I have a Mexican girlfriend who is absolutely amazing. So yeah, hope that makes sense. Let's kind of jump through. Dr. North Sharif. Hey, good to see you down there on Instagram. Guys, you've got questions on Instagram, drop them down in the comments down below. I will read them out, I promise you that. Himson. Hey, Himson. From The Simpsons. 1 second. Man, I need coffee. Hey, Tom. When depositing money from my personal account to my business account for expenses or receiving disbursements from Amazon, do I include that deposit as a credit on STK? So when depositing money from my Amazon account to my business account, my personal account to my business account for expenses or receiving disbursements, you should, like, top tip for you, don't be receiving money into your personal account or changing it around. The way to think about it is like you have like, let's say for example you have like this is like, I'm going to draw a line. This is my line. On this side, I have business bank account, business credit card, Amazon, money moves around. And then on this line is called the boundary between my business and my personal. And on my personal here, by the way, I'm not a financial advisor, seek professional advice. This is just what I would do and how I do it. Then over here, I have my personal accounts. And what I do is if I ever need to move money from my personal account, it's either one or two things. I made a personal purchase and I need to get refunded for it. So obviously I'll give them the receipt and then I'll get the money back. Fantastic. And if I don't have a receipt, tough, I'm not getting a refund. Or the other one is I want to put money into the business. And the way I do that is through a director's loan. So I loan money in. Sometimes the business will pay me a profit share or salary, which I might then immediately loan back again. That's absolutely fine. But what I don't do is I don't start doing this. And for you, that deposit amount I wouldn't even touch in as a credit or anything in STK because it's really working capital as opposed to an actual expense. It will affect you on what's known as a balance sheet on a financial level, but it doesn't affect the P&L because if you think about it this way, you put money from your personal into the business, let's call it £5,000. So you put £5,000 or $5,000 into your business. Now your business is up $5,000, but it also owes $5,000. So it nets out to be nothing. So there's no difference on your P&L. just your balance sheet. It's got 5,000 cash now and a paper of debt. So I hope that kind of makes sense. TJCT official has joined. Hey man. And I'll do these questions on Instagram, and I'll come back to Instagram in a minute. Let's kind of jump through. T Clapton, do you have an affiliate link for Qatar Airlines? I'm about to create a privilege couple of times. No, I don't, unfortunately, and I don't think they would really want to. I don't think they really do affiliate links. By the way, if you just create an account, fine. Transfer. They link to Avios, I think it is. I just book all my Qatar flights. I'm flying from Manila back to Doha on the way back. By the way, I do that through the BA website. So you can do it that way as well. But I do have a Qatar Airlines account as well. Let's kind of jump through. Amazon, can you go over the service you offer again, please? How much do I need to start in the UK and outsource everything straight away? Can you do me a quick favor, AMS? What service are you talking about? I have quite a few. So I do leads, VAs. We have the Seller Academy, which is like my high level course. And then we have and then we have the USS. So let me know what you're talking about. Is it VAs or something? I know you're talking about outsourcing, but I just want to make sure that I'm on point. So that's a good point. Syrian sounds good, man. Hey, man, cool. Let's quickly jump over to Instagram while Amazon is writing a reply. Amazon, let me know down below what you're talking about there. I just want to make sure I'm reply to the correct answer. Let's jump over on Instagram. What do we got over here? Tom, another question. Are there any third-party softwares that charge a certain fee for FBA eventual reconciliation? Which one do you recommend? Yes, loads, absolutely loads. Just type in like refunds, Amazon refunds, like Amazon reclaims, you'll find it. I think the top tip for you, like we use SDK, it does that, but there's loads out there. There's absolutely loads. I think Channel Max has an option of it. It's like Refund Max or something. There's so many you can try. My advice would probably try to use the low value ones first. Like SDK has a fixed fee, about £30 a month. Run that, do that, and then use the paid ones which take a percentage of the amount they refund back. That would be my top tip. So hope that makes sense. Let's go here. Think before post. Hi Tom, thank you for your live sessions. Your videos are always helpful. If I already ungate a brand, can I buy a product of any quantity from a retailer such as Boots, Argos, and Costco? Yeah, like Amazon doesn't. When you ungate, you have to prove it from a manufacturer, retailer, or distributor. But after you ungate, they don't ask to see proof of authenticity, unless they are, or they don't ask to see that trail every time you ship in. Now, the one thing which I'll say is, to ungate, you need manufacturer, distributor, and wholesaler. Now, they don't give you clear guidance, but the one thing they do say is that in the event you get product authenticity complaints under Amazon's own guidance, you need to be able to prove the product back to you'll be able to trace it in the supply chain back to the manufacturer. Now, this is a bit which is a bit interesting because we can't necessarily prove that Walmart was buying their products from the manufacturer. But what we have done and what we've seen is that when we provide a Walmart invoice to Amazon, when they're saying a customer's questioning the authenticity of your products, Amazon's accepted that. So I'm not saying they definitely will, but like, if it's a well-known retailer and pretty legit with it, then I think you can. I think we've generally been fine using a Walmart invoice. We haven't had problems with that, and obviously similar like ones. So I hope that kind of makes sense. And you said part 2, or does it have to be from an authorized supplier? If we can't, then what's the authorization advisor? So if you're getting ungated, yes, it has to be wholesaler, manufacturer, or retailer. But if for general day-to-day trade, no, Argos, Boots, Costco, absolutely fine. That works absolutely fine. So Adi thinks that makes sense. Is it possible to get your bank account in the UK without an address or PA box in the UK as a European citizen? Yeah, use a virtual address. You could do that. I have a virtual address in the UK and all my banking statements go there as well. And then final one, thanks so much, Tom, for the Keeper Guide on your channel. It's definitely made my life so much easier. Fantastic. It's nearly 100,000 views on that Keeper Guide. Absolutely love it. It's like one of my best things. I was talking to a friend of mine the other day about it. He's like, I hate your Keeper Guide. You're beating me. I was like, I'm sorry. I was like, I did put a lot of information, work into that, so I'll have to do another one. So let's go back through. Amazon has come through. I have seen your comments just down below come in. What makes you stick with Oa instead of private label? Isn't it so much harder to scale up? And I'll talk about the travel in a minute. And you did talk about VAs. So I think it would be the VA service, the service that requires the least work for me. So let's just kind of go through the question. So can you go over the service? So our VA service is basically we find, hire, and train a virtual assistant for you, and we can do multiple virtual assistants at the same time. So and really, what are we looking for? We're looking to provide a member of staff to you, and they work for you. and they will find you deals. What do we talk about? We talk about deals that you can buy, not deals that you're submitted, deals that you can buy. Month one, every day you should be getting 2 to 5 deals per day that you're buying. Month two is 5 to 8. Month three, we recommend moving to a spend target, 1,333 per week or 1,500 in the US. Now, they will then go on and continue to grow that. And like my VAs right now are doing about 4,000 spend per week in the UK and US, pretty much. Sometimes they've gone up to 20,000. It's been incredible. But the net result is the fact that we, as a business owner, we understand that sourcing's like probably one of the most important parts of our business, finding great product, and it's really time consuming. So by hiring people in another country can really help us. Now, in my business, I have multiple sources, and then above that, I have a purchasing manager who buys the products that they find, and I have an admin VA. Now, I always recommend start with the sourcing because they will find you products, they make you money. That's what you're looking for. I think the real kind of conversation or the real thing to you think about it and come down here is before you buy a VA, I'm going to recommend some things. Number one, you should have a business which is already running and it's profitable, i.e. you know how to make this business profitable. Because if you hire people to do something for you and you don't know how to do it, then it's called a disaster. I promise you this, I've seen it too many times. Number two is the fact that you should have ideally about $5,000 spare in cash to invest in the stock for the VA to buy. If you have less than that, it's going to be a problem because you can't buy enough deals to buy their deals to make money and pay their salary and continue to grow the business. And then the final one, you want about 5 hours, 1 hour a day spare, whereby you can work with the VA to support them. Now, the question which I think you said is like, I want to scale, I want to get out of the business, I want to do the least possible work. I understand that, but the one thing I'm going to say to you is you cannot and do not try to hire people from day one to get you out of the business. It's not worth it. You're probably going to have to at least a year in this business, understanding it, managing it, and then only then would you be able to say, right. And by the way, you're never out. You're never out. I run my business in 2 hours a week right now, but if I needed to get back to 40, I would have to. But the only reason why I can run it in 2 hours a week is because I understand how the business runs and I can spot the problems before they become a problem, i.e. like sourcing's down, purchasing down, ROI is a problem, cash flows is the problem. All these things I've had to do myself to be able to manage other people doing it and see the problems while they haven't. Why? Because I've experienced it. Do not outsource from day one. You've got to be profitable. You've got to know how to do stuff. That is my top tip. But we offer that service, fasttrackfba.com/VA. It's a virtual assistant. They're yours, and we have a one-time fee. And if you get any problems like the VA quits in the first 3 months, you can get an unlimited replacement. If you're not happy with the VA, you can get a replacement. And if you're looking at saying, hey, Tom, like after running my VA for 2 weeks or 2 months, I'm not really interested in having a VA. It's not for me. We'll take the VA off you and give you your money back free of charge. There's no problem there. So it's really like a no-brainer. So I hope that makes sense. Let's go jump through some questions. We've got some. I'll kind of do some more here and then jump back over to Instagram. So you guys are really good on questions today. Thank you so much. You said, what makes you stick with OA versus private label? I had a conversation yesterday. I had lunch with a friend of mine. He came over from the US. He sold his private label business for high 6 figures. And he said, right now, I don't think you can start a private label brand with less than $10,000. You can start an Amazon arbitrage business with about $1,000 quite easily. And by the way, he said to me, so most people will probably fail the first 5 private label businesses. That's $50,000. Like, don't get me wrong, it does well. Yeah, you can definitely scale it up. You can scale arbitrage up. Like, this is a 1 million. This is a £3 million business across them. They're $5 million. I had an interview today with a guy doing $10 to $15 million in sales and in arbitrage only. And I know another guy who does $10 million in shoes. Now, don't get me wrong, H Amazon. If $10 million a year in sales isn't scaling up, then maybe I need to reevaluate my thing. But you can definitely do it. I get the concept. People talk about it like bigger. But I think $10 million is an amazing place to be. And you know what? Why not get to $10 million first in arbitrage? Cash flow that, and then go and build a private label business. Easy. You mentioned you're traveling on points. What kind of companies do you get these points from? Amex and Capital on Tap, really. Amex, we do a lot of points, absolute lot of points. Really, really do that. So I hope that makes sense. Can I start making money on Amazon straight away without ads? Yes. Arbitrage, you don't need ads. Wholesale, you don't need ads. You use existing listings. If you are interested, fasttrackfba.com, go to courses, fasttrackfba.com, and then services and express course. Hope that helps. Let's kind of go through onto Instagram because I appreciate you guys are on fire. Adita the man born in no idea when has just laughed. Completely agree. I am quite, I'd laugh at me as watching me live anyway. Let's go and jump through. Yes, I saw your keeper video last night. Great help. Cool. Honestly, glad you enjoyed my keeper video. I put a lot of time into that video. I hope you really like it. So lots of thinking. So Hale, I'm getting that right. Learning, hashtag learning has joined. So hey Sohel, Dawn Sharif, hey Tom, did my private question Ari Amex get posted, or did Instagram get? Not a clue. I don't have it on here, but drop your private message or drop what the message is down below, and obviously I can help you out. I don't know what the question was in regards to Amex. Let's just kind of jump through. Oh my God, things going. Hi Tom, do you have ever done wholesale, or do you done OA and RA? Done a bit of RA. Wholesale I have done. By the way, this 3 million up here, this is about 140,000 wholesale. And the reason why I haven't done more wholesale is for the simple fact that we didn't find the profit margins were good enough. And actually, right now we're clearing down a lot of stock into all wholesale stock. So we just couldn't get the model to work how we wanted to. And we said, look, Q4, stop wholesale, only do OA. And that's what we're doing. We're back onto OA. So, we did I think around 320,000 for the month. So I'm pretty happy with that. And, that's a point that, I'm pleased with. So, we'll see how it goes. But right now, it's probably just going to be OA. So much opportunity to do. And also, we've done 1.2 million in the US down here. So you can see that as well. Sonia is amazing. Fantastic. And then, no, sorry, I was laughing at you mentioned your friend being jealous of your views on Keeper. I know, but he's well beating me and everything else. So absolutely, I know, funny. So thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, on the Instagram. We've got more questions dropping down below. Let's jump back over to YouTube. Here we go. Snappy Fish. Who handles warranty on items? So this is a weird thing about reselling on Amazon, doing that, reselling other people's stuff. So if there is a warranty on an item which needs to be handled, then generally, if you haven't got authorized distribution, you generally have to cover that yourself. So you're potentially going to lose it. Now, if you're selling like a VCR where there could be a damage, for example, then obviously that's something you're going to have to take. But if you're this is my understanding, by the way, I'm not a technical expert, but if it's kind of like a product like Lego, they generally don't have warranty, if that makes sense. So it's not really a problem. So when you're looking at products to buy and resell, keep that in mind, that if there's something with a really long warranty on it, lifetime warranty, you've got to be careful about that. So keep that in mind when you're doing your purchasing. Good question, though. When did you move to the US? I didn't. I'm still in Mexico City. HAMZ, OB service. Yeah, it requires a lease work from me. By the way, I'm just going to tell you something now. If you want to outsource this business, you can definitely do it. But before you can outsource it completely and work in just a few hours a week, you've got to know how to do the business. And guess what that means? That means you have to work a lot first. I hate to say it, you've got to go up before you can come down. You've got to go up a lot. 60, 80 hours a week. So you're looking at. SJ, for your US store, is it completely new Amazon account to handle US? Yeah, so this is a completely different company. These are two companies, two different stores, completely, and they only both do arbitrage. For US store, is it completely new Amazon account? Yeah, no, you could. By the way, look at Amazon terms and conditions. You're allowed more than one account. You're only allowed one account per region. The North America is a different region to Europe, absolutely legit. By the way, you're allowed multiple accounts if you have different physical entities. Like if you have Thomas Parkinson Limited and Fast Track FBA Limited, I have to have two accounts. The only thing I can't do is sell the same products. That's not allowed. That's against terms and conditions. Hey Tom, you've mentioned a guide about sudden drop of sellers, vetted IP complaints. Is it on Keeper too? You could, yeah, I do look. I think it's in the advanced Keeper. Check that out. I think that will help. So the advanced Keeper, you'll see that. That does show up, and you'll see it you just drop the new seller count. You're ooh, you'll see it. I think it's on advanced or expert level Keeper, not the basic one. But yeah, check that out. It's on the YouTube channel. John Sinclair, evening. If you get a compliance request on a product, it's best to try and sell it quick and create a removal. Getting documents is not easy, as you all know. Yeah, Google it. Google for the document. Generally, I try and look for the brand first, not the specific product. If I can find someone a website with a brand, then I'll try and navigate around that website and find the specific document. Otherwise, sell. 100%. Are you going to be traveling alone in the Philippines? I may be there end of Jan, wanting to book something to leave in this cold weather. Yes, I will be alone, but I'm meeting my staff. So technically traveling to the Philippines alone, but I'm meeting my staff. I have a lot of stuff. Also, I just want to kind of chill. I've never been to Palawan. I'd love to go down there. I'll be Manila, Davao, Palawan, Boracay. And I'm still the first 2 weeks are booked. The last week isn't done, so I'm still seeing how that goes. I want to know what I want to do, so we shall see. But yeah, enjoy it. You should go. There you should go. Ricardo, hey Tom, can you speak on the differences in scalability in the USA versus UK? I keep coming across people in America who go from 2,000 to 100,000 revenue in less than 6 months. Look, the one thing I'm going to say, regardless of UK versus USA, you are not going to go from £2,000 spend to 100,000 in revenue with the same seed capital. So let's say if I start with £2,000 spend, $2,000, sorry, in the US and the UK, no, like literally never would I be able to get to 100,000 in 6 months with just that. They've got credit cards. That's the way it works. They get credit cards, they scale up using credit. In the US, credit's a lot more easily available in the UK. I think the US, you probably find it easy. The one thing I say, if you are a UK national, getting UK credit is a lot easier than a UK national trying to get USA credit. Why? If you're a UK national and you're trying to apply for credit in the US, you need a tax ID number. And your tax ID number will build an ITIN, not an SSN. An ITIN has a certain format which is different to SSNs. And at a very fundamental level, you can just read the number and be like, you're not a US president. And the moment they say that, getting credit is so much harder. So if you're a UK national, go to the UK if you want to scale up with credit. If you want a US national, go to the US and do it that way. It's a lot harder doing it the other way around. So it makes it really, really easy. So it seems fairly unrealistic here in the UK. Thanks for advice. No, it's just credit card scale. That's it. So if you're in the UK, I know this because I've got credit cards in the US and it's been bloody hard. I'm not going to lie, it's been hard. Hope that makes sense. Let's quickly jump over to Instagram. If you guys have got questions on YouTube, drop them down below. We'll help you out. Dorna Sharif said, question RE Amex. If you're a new limited company, 1 second, you may not qualify for Amex. Can you use your personal Amex business if you have a strong credit history? Number one, I would recommend applying for Amex. Why? If you've got a personal Amex, you can log into your personal Amex and then just go to business, just go to new cards, business banking, and apply. They may use your personal reference to help you do it. Like, it can happen. I've just been approved in the US for that very way. I have a personal Amex in the US, and now I've applied for a business, and we got accepted yesterday to an Amex Blue card. So I'm really, really happy. And that's not a charge card, that's a credit card. And the reason why I didn't get a charge card is because I have three. Let's see if have I got them all here? I have 3 Amex Platinum cards. I don't need any more. It's like I've got far too many as it is. I don't need any more. I've even got a gold one as well. I don't need any more. And the net result is the fact that I'm going to go for a credit card, not a charge card, because I want to build up the credit limit as much as I can. But coming back to your point specifically, yes, you can. Okay, not a financial advisor. Speak to an accountant. This is just what I've done. I have used a personal credit card in the US for my business. And what I've done is I've basically said, the card it's only for business purposes. So it's linked into my QuickBooks. We only do business transactions through it, absolutely fine. I don't do any personal transactions through it. So in all intensive purposes, it is being used for business purposes. Now, whether that's legit on Amex's terms, I don't know. My accountant's okay with it, but again, you need to speak to your accountant and make sure it's legit. That's in the US. I don't know about the UK. I don't really see a problem. But I would definitely try the Amex business once you've logged into your personal. And if I give you an example, when I log into my Amex UK, I can see I don't actually have any personal Amex anymore. They got cancelled because I never use them. But I can see my old one that got cancelled, and I can see my 3 current ones. I have 2 for my Amazon business, a platinum and a gold, and I have a platinum for Fast Track FBA, so I can see them there as well. So I hope that kind of makes sense. That should help you out. Dorna Sharif over on Instagram over here. Gavik7 has joined. Asham Balik has joined. Schmitty has joined. Mr. Khan. Hi, Mr. Khan. Daniel Bakermake has joined as well. Guys, if you've got questions on Instagram, drop them down below. I'm just going to jump over to YouTube and answer these questions down here. SJ, do you only do OA for your UK store with such volumes? So my US store right here is only OA. That's 1.2 million. And my UK business is over here. That's about 3 million. I'll share you the live screenshot because everyone's like, so I'll show you the live screenshot of the UK. I don't have the US on here. I don't log into the same accounts. So this is my UK business. Hope you can see it. It's got about 303,000. That's the last 30 days. We are down 30%, and I'll show you over the last 12 months. That'll kind of give you a good idea. It's a bit misleading. 3.4 million, so we're a bit higher than that. But you can see like we're kind of picking back up again here. We just restructured the entire business. So But I do believe in about maybe a year to 2 years, the USA will be bigger than the UK and OA. Like I think it would be an eight-figure Amazon seller, maybe even in one marketplace. Don't quote me. We just restructured. I think that is very, very possible. Let's go, Paul. Contact the brand customer service compliance document. They're normally pretty helpful. Yeah, try it. Definitely try it. Done that. Googled it. Definitely. Yeah, my God, if it doesn't cost you anything, it's a bit of admin for 5 minutes. Get the compliance docs that way. 100%. Great work, Paul. Absolutely love it. And by the way, if anyone wants some podcast editing, I'm sure Paul is the man. Let's jump in. Zelwyn, do you think you could get to the sales figures you're making now on Amazon if you had no VAs and were doing it all by yourself? No, 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 not like I'm gonna put it out there. I couldn't work that hard. Like I couldn't get to the sales figures in one of the businesses. Like just say USA is smaller, a million. I couldn't do that on my own. Why? I just get bored and give up. Like I don't have the willpower to do that. Like I'm creative. I solve problems. I understand systems and solutions. And once I've done that, I will then implement and bring them to life. But my idea of hell is doing the same thing over and over again. Like that's just like I want to kill myself. Like I'm creative. I like doing that side. So even if it was possible, I would just give up. I couldn't be bothered to do it. So and I wouldn't want to. I do know people who are doing like insane volumes on their own, like maybe close to a million. I just don't think it's worth it. And the reason why I don't think it's worth it is because you're working so hard for this business. And what if something happened? Like let's say for example you got ill. Like let's say for example tomorrow I got like I got ill and I couldn't work so many hours. Well, I only work 2 hours a week anyway, so it's not particularly the most challenging thing in the world. So I could probably carry on. My business would be all right, and I'd be making money. But if I was the only one running my business, my God, I've now just lost $1 million a year business and all my income and everything. It's so much risk. I wouldn't say it's not worth it. Build a team, build something that can run without you. That's the most important thing. And by the way, when you do it, you generally find your business grows faster. I hope that makes sense. Let's go jump through. Simon Lambert has come in. Guys, if you've got questions, drop them down below. Simon Cameron. Hi, Tom. Can you advise the most efficient way to gather VAT invoices for OA orders, please? Spending a lot of time chasing them and looking to improve my process. I'm going to tell you a trick. It's not a trick. I'm going to tell you what we do. It doesn't add value to you. Stop doing it. Hire an admin VA. That's it. Hire a VA. Get a VA to do it for you. I have 6 admin VAs, or 7, maybe. I think 6 or 7. They do this. They do this. They send all emails. They chase them up. They speak to the accountants. They do this. They manage all my inventory. They look at lost stock. They chase it up. I generally believe this isn't where you add value. And you are right. It takes you so much time to do. I don't think it's worth your time. I think you should hire someone to do this for you. If you haven't got a VA already, you should hire a sourcing VA and keep focusing on this because the sourcing VA is going to bring you deals which are going to make your business more money. And then once you've got like 2 sourcing VAs, maybe you might think about an admin VA or maybe 3 sourcing VAs and admin VA. Absolutely fine. But I do not believe that like you doing this is as beneficial. And if I give an example, my admin VAs, and by the way, we run an admin service. You have to speak to support on my website. It's not public. My admin VAs, they will obviously do all the reconciliation on Xero or QuickBooks. They'll then go out and chase up all the VAT invoices, download them all, put them into Xero. They'll make sure they balance versus the bank statements. They'll do all the cash flow every week for me. They'll also make sure the VAT's correct on all the things. And then what will happen is they'll prepare the VAT return for me to check it. And then I'll just spot check it and go here, here, here. And then they'll go away and follow it up, and then they'll speak to the accountants, and then and pass all the information off to the accountants, and do like the kind of initial conversations in it. So like they'll CC me on the emails, but I'm not doing anything. They do it all for me, and then once a month I sit down with them and they show me the P&L, the balance sheet, and the and like the cash backs. They track all that. It really works. So I think that's one of the most important things. Like really kind of like. The one thing which I'll say is like I interviewed, right now we've got the interviews going live for Saros. This guy did 10 million in shoes, incredible guy. I met him. I've known him for a year now. A team of 26 VAs. His one of the takeaways I took from him is like focus on high value tasks. This is not a high value task. It really isn't. It doesn't add value. It's just an admin process. I hate to say it, like his structure. He has like reviewers. He has sources, reviewers, buyers. He's like buying isn't a high value task. Reviewing is, that's where we add value, and sourcing is, but not buying. And I kind of think slightly differently due to other reasons, but I still agree with him. I don't think buying, the process of buying is an administrative task. Working out how many to buy, that's a skill. Physically buying, going through checkout is like boring. That's just an admin task. So focus on that. Hope that makes sense. Hi Tom, I have two different seller accounts, UK and USA, different LTV. What are the rules advising this? You should have no problem. They're different marketplaces. You have one in the UK and one in the US. It doesn't matter the different regions. Amazon stipulate you only have one seller account per region. A region is Europe, and another one is. My understanding, you should be fine. Hey Tom, I'm interested in starting in the UK. We're currently at 2 million a year in the USA. Where should I start? Congratulations on 2K. My advice for you, I'm going to say it to anyone before you start. Shell56 and my good friend Seth has joined. Hey Seth, how are you getting on? Dan Bakerman, I will answer your question next, I promise you, over on Instagram. Let's just come back to Carlos. Carlos, obviously, congratulations on the 2 million. My advice for you, I'll just say it, but like you probably know what you want to do. Before you start any other marketplace, I really recommend make sure your current operation is running very efficiently, and ideally you can run it in less than 5 hours a week. Maybe 10 at most, but 5 hours a week. Why? Starting any new marketplace is going to eat your time up. Make sure you've got a lot of time. I'm sure you've got capital as well, but time is the most important thing. Once that's kind of met, the next one I'd probably say to you is you're going to need to I'd probably create a limited company, UK-based limited company. You probably want to stick to a tax accountant. UK company is like an LLC in the US as a corporation. They kind of they're their own separate individual. They hold the money in, they get taxed the money. You can pay yourself a salary from it, or you can pay yourself a dividend. You won't be able to do anything like an S corp, in my understanding. But it's really like a limited company is like a C corp, should we say, or an LLC taxed as a C corp. That's the way it's created. You'd want to do that. You can do a virtual address in the UK. That's absolutely fine. It's kind of like a registered office. You'd need to pay that. And then what else? And then you can just do your banking. I don't know who to do banking with. Maybe there'll be online banks you can do. I'm not 100% with understanding because I've not had to do it the reverse way. I'm a UK national, so it's a bit easier. And then really once you've done the incorporation is about £12 on HMRC or on HMRC's website. It's really simple, very, very quick. You just do a virtual office address, and then that's it. And then you can create your Amazon Seller Central account. And then you probably want to be looking at like a prep center. 3 prep centers we kind of talk about and recommend is Fast Pack FBA, like Fast Track, but Pack PACK. We Prep FBA is another one. They're in Suffolk. And then Systematized Fulfillment. They're big operations. All 3 of them, they're big warehouses. They'll help you logistics as well. And they can also help you if you're shipping from the US across. You can have a chat with them. They're big people. They've been around for a while. And I know all of them. If you recommend my name, they'll probably buy me a pint or a meal when I go see them. But Carlos, I hope that makes sense. The only other one you're going to get is you're going to need to be VAT registered. I'm gonna really recommend go to my YouTube channel. Go to my YouTube channel and type in, just go to the videos, go to the search icon and type in VAT. There'll be one called How VAT Works. You really want to watch it. It's a bit of a confusing thing. I think you're going to have to go VAT registered from the moment because you're what's known as a foreign national. I think so, don't quote me, because your company is going to be a UK company, so it might not have to. Check it with an accountant. We use e-commerce accountants. They're pretty good. You can speak to them. The VAT is the one that's going to mess you up. In the US, the way you guys work is that you have what's known as you buy a product. Let's say we're going to buy a coffee. I need to drink it. It's the price of the coffee plus sales tax. In the UK, the price you see already includes the taxation, VAT. So if I buy something for £10, it's already got VAT 20%. So the product will cost £8.33, and the VAT will be £1.66. £8.33 times 1.2 makes £10. That kind of gives you an idea. We include the taxes in it. You've got to understand how that works, and how you reclaim VAT from it. That's the only complex thing you're going to get. And that video that I recorded is probably a really good guide on how OA or how VAT works in the UK. By the way, you will always pay VAT. You claim it back. If you are buying from the UK, selling in the UK, you always pay it. There's no way to not pay it, but you claim it back, if that makes sense. Whereas in the US, if you say I'm a business, they don't charge you sales tax. It doesn't work that way here. That is something you always pay. Hope that kind of makes sense. Let's jump over to Carlos. Let me know if that's helpful in the UK down below. Let's just come over to Instagram over here. I've got about 10 minutes, guys. If you've got questions, drop them down below. Instagram, Daniel Bakerman. Sorry, I've just been UK versus USA, very interesting. I need advice. I've gathered about 6,000 USD. Is it possible to train a VA with 1,000 in use, 5,000 venture in the US? Yeah, absolutely fine. So to give you an idea, I'll talk you, Daniel, I'll talk you through the core requirements we really recommend. Number one, you're already selling and you are profitable. The reason is if you are not profitable, like I'd probably question if you should be hiring people to run a business whereby you don't know how to make money, because that's called a road to disaster. Now, I'm sure you are profitable. Number two, you have about $5,000 spare to invest in stock for the VA. So we charge $1,000 for our service, but that means you've got 6,000 minus 1,000 for the service. That's 5,000 left. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Happy days. And then the other one I'd say is 5 hours a week free. We teach you how to manage and support the VA on their journey to 5 hours. By the way, you don't need that for the whole 3 months. It will cut down, but for the first month, 5 hours a week, 1 hour a day is what we really recommend. So Daniel, I think you're going to be fine. Just the only thing I'd say there you haven't said is just make sure you're profitable. You know what you're doing already. That's the most important thing. So hope that makes sense, Daniel, on Instagram. Daniel Bakerman, let me know down below. Seth has joined. Itigo has joined. Amar has joined. Nikas has joined. Kasim has said, how do you get started with Amazon? How did you scale? FastTrackFBA.com, getting started. We do services, free express course, do that. That will teach you the basics. And how do you scale? Buy more stock. Find ways to buy more stock. Lead services, VAs, more money to buy more stock. That's it. Keep doing, keep doing, keep doing, keep doing. That's all we do. It's really simple. By the way, it's what I love about trading business. It's just so simple. Get cash, buy stock, sell it. Repeat. And then just buy, get more cash, get more stock, done. That's really, really simple. So I hope that makes sense. Carlos said, yeah, thank you. Carlos, let me know if there's anything you didn't know or kind of didn't make sense. I'll see if I can go in a bit more detail about it. Appreciate I've got 10 minutes, but if you guys have got questions, drop them around here. I can try and do it. Zelwyn has come in. Are the VAs on Fast Track FBA already trained to source? I don't understand what they know already. Do we need to teach them from scratch? No, you don't need to teach them from scratch at all. So if I be crystal clear, they are not like being trained for 2 years and they're expert sources, not at all. Like we wouldn't be able to do that for $1,000, £850 as a fee. That wouldn't be possible. We do find great people. We find people who want to work and really have a willingness to learn, and they go through a training course with us. And that training course isn't just like sit here, watch the course, not at all. That's a training course where they're doing one-to-one training with my team. They've got over the shoulder. They have to pass assessments and tests. We have to know that they are good enough to represent us, and before we pass them to you. And only when we are happy do we pass them off to you and to say, hey, your team member's now ready, they're finding enough deals, we're happy. What's the result you can expect? Well, month one, I talked about this before. Month one, every day, on average, you should get between 2 and 5 deals per day that you can buy. That's Monday to Friday, so they're working. This isn't like, oh, hi, sir, I've got 2 deals, I can't buy any of them. No, it's 2 deals that you like. It might be like 5 deals of which you buy 2. Fantastic, that's what we're looking for. So month one is 2 to 5 deals per day that you can buy. Month 2 is 5 to 8 deals per day that you can buy. And month 3, we recommend going to a spend, which is about $1,500, £1,333 per week that we're buying on deals. Why? You want to move to a spend target, not a number of deals, because number of deals doesn't always help out if you can only buy like 2 or 4 of them. Like we want to spend more money, not just have more deals. So, and the one thing I'll say is like, if you are not happy with maybe hey, my VA is good, they're willing, but they just don't understand Keeper, you can drop us, you can literally speak to my team, you'll have direct access to them, and they will do a one-to-one follow-up training at any point in the first 3 months with that VA with you. At any point, if there's something you're not happy with, like supply accounts, checks, I'm having problems here, you can drop my team a message and they will jump in Philippines time and work with your new VA to resolve any issues. Now, if you're still not happy with the VA or the VA quits, if you're like, hey, Tom, I don't like my VA, I don't think they're good, you can give us a shout. We'll immediately replace them with another VA. We do that. It's all part of the package. And then at any point, over the first 3 months that you have that VA, maybe they're really good, maybe they're not. Maybe you're just like, hey, Tom, I don't want to do a VA. I want to stop selling on Amazon. Cool. Drop us a message. We'll refund all your money. The whole price you paid for us, we'll give it back to you. Like, there's literally no risk. If you do this yourself and try and hire, you've got to find, hire, and train them all yourself, and that takes so much time. And by the way, you're just going to copy our systems. We know what we're doing. We have a whole team who do this. If you have problems with your VA on your own, you've got to solve them yourself. With us, we do it all for you. And then the final one is if your VA quits, you've got to do the whole process again. With us, we give you a replacement VA or you get your money back. Completely up to you. So fasttrackfba.com/VA. Do check it out. Trust me. It's the only I'm not saying it's the only way to build a business and scale it, but when I've interviewed many, many 7 and 8 figure Amazon sellers, the one thing which I noticed, they all have teams. And I'm not saying it's the only way to do it, but hey, why reinvent the wheel? Just copy everyone else, build a team. And by the way, 8 figure Amazon seller I met today, he hired 10 from us, absolutely loved them, came back and hired another 15 2 weeks ago. He was on this YouTube, he talked about it, or live, he talked about it. He wasn't live, he just messaged, hey, just hired another 15 today, and he did. Saros, if you want to know, right now, he hires VAs from us. I think he had 26, he hired like 7. And like the majority of them, he really liked. He learned some really cool stuff from it, and we do a lot of work with ArbOps. We've hired over 550 VAs for 300 clients. I'm not saying we're the best, but I think we do a really good job. So I hope that makes sense. Fasttrackfba.com/VA. Let's jump over to Instagram. Can you share your experience on how you get started? I was selling. I did wholesale. It was really bad. I didn't like it. And then I started selling Lego. Really like that. Moved to Thailand. Nearly failed. Crashed my business. Got drunk in Thailand for 6 months, 5 months technically, and then decided to take it seriously. And if you watch my YouTube channel, Road to 1 million. That's what we're doing. So yeah, really interesting. So I hope that makes sense. I Bell Lifestyle. Hi L by believe Lifestyle. Learn to read that one, Tom. Dawn Sherry says, you keep talking about charge cards and credit cards. Which one do you use? Okay, good question. So if anyone doesn't know, charge card and credit cards. Amex Platinum and Amex Gold. I'm going to kind of cover them up a bit here because they're my personal ones, not my business ones. Amex Platinum and Amex Gold. I've got multiple of them. So Amex Platinum and Amex Gold are called charge cards. Really, they have no limit. You can spend as much as you want, and I've had $250,000 on my cards before. And the idea is the fact that you can spend up as much as you want, and then every 56 days you've got to pay them down again. That's it. So it's a charge card. You can rack the charge as high as you like, no problem. With a credit card, you have a limit. You can spend up to that limit, and then you can hold it at that limit for as long as you like, but you're paying the minimum interest amounts. So we generally use charge cards. I've just found, because I really like the points on them, but I'm also getting a credit card for my USA business because I want to build up the business credit rating, and I want access to the capital on a more longer term basis. So my goal is to build up the credit card to start with, and then I'll transition over to a charge card as well and hold both. And if you want to know, my UK business has both the charge card for the gold and the charge card for the platinum, and we've probably held £350,000 in debt on those at one point, which is quite a lot of money. So Dorno Sharif on Instagram, hope that makes sense. Guys, I've got 2 minutes. Better be quick. Daniel Bakerman, makes sense, Tom. I have a UK business and I'm into private label, but I'm also new to OA and want to start in USA. Cool. Like, it's fine. Just time. Time is your problem. Time's going to be your problem. New to the business, absolutely fine. Go spend 3 months, learn how to do it yourself, take your time, go slow, and then hire. But you've got to learn it yourself. I promise you that. You cannot outsource a business from day one. It won't work. It will be a disaster. What should I expect in the UK versus USA? I think you saying, yeah, that makes sense. Cool. Do you pack orders yourself? Nope. Use a prep center. I have a UK and USA Amazon business, and I live in Mexico. Definitely couldn't do it myself. That'd be impossible. And how did you start selling on Amazon? Just answered that one, so I won't go to that one again. For every purchase, do you require invoice receipts for Walmart and other supplier? We try to. You don't need them 100%, but you should get them in case of inauthenticity complaints and/or tax returns. Especially in the UK, you need them for that. We try to. That's why I had 6 or 7 admin VAs. Don't know how many I got. Have you got any videos on how to book flights using Avios? Yeah, look at. There's one that I really probably like. Go to first class flights. Look at my first class flight video. Just type in first class BA or BA first class, something like that. There's one that I did. It's really cool. I showed you how I did it. We use Capital on Tap and Amex, and I transferred them in. It's really good. So yeah, look at that one. What's the best business bank for UK and USA? Oh my God, I don't know. We use Santander in the UK, quite like that. People use Starling. USA, Chase, maybe. Some people talk about Mercury. They quite like that. It's up to you. Have it, whatever one works for you. Jessie, birthday girl, said thank you as always. Jessie, happy birthday and thank you for you as well. Does your accountant do both UK? No, they only do USA. I have 2 accountants, one UK, one USA. They do them differently. Starling's a good bank. Listen to Terry. Yeah, I agree with that one. Thanks, no problem. Thanks a lot. Cool. Hope you're flying Emirates to Dubai. Pre-COVID travel in Dubai is around 4 times a year. Yeah. So if you want to know, I'm flying Aero Mexico to Orlando, Emirates to Dubai. Then I'm flying. What's the one from Abu Dhabi? I forgot what they're called. I'm flying everyone. Like there's another, like the other side of Emirates. I'm flying them from Abu Dhabi over to Manila. Then when I come back, I'm going Manila to Doha through Qatar Airlines, and then I'm going from Doha to Madrid through Qatar, and then I'm going Madrid to Mexico City through Iberia. I'm flying like everyone, so definitely doing well. Where do I packaging from the orders? Not a clue. I don't know that. Ask someone might be able to tell you. Look in the comments down below. Etihad, yeah, that's it. I'm flying Etihad. That's the one. Looking forward to that. I hear Qatar's the best. I will obviously save some screenshots and let you know how it goes. Jump over to Instagram, and then I'm going to wrap it up, guys. So Dorno Street, Daniel Baker, that makes sense, and I am Bing77 has said joined. Ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say a really, really big thank you to all of you. It's on the hour tomorrow. I will be here back at the same time. I will also be here on Monday, and then I'm done. That's it. Next week, I've only got one day because I'm flying too much, so I hope that makes sense. And Jesse said, do not forget about anti-mosquito lotion, etc. The Philippines sell citron all the time. Agreed. I have been there before. My God, I don't like mosquitoes either. So, ladies and gentlemen, Jesse, happy birthday, and everyone else, Daniel Baker Mount, thank you so much. Stay safe. If you like the video, hit the thumbs up. Give me some loving heart on the Instagram. 100% thumbs up. I don't know, wrote a comment. Thanks, Tom. Helps the algorithm, etc., etc. I just want to say a big thank you to you guys. Keep smashing your Amazon business. See you same time tomorrow, and it's going to be here same time tomorrow. Bye.